So today we're going to do the unboxing of the Dell. This is 27 inches. It is S2722QC. It's a monitor from Dell, 4K, 60 Hz. And as you remember, last time we were unboxing that Dell XPS 950 there. It's a desktop. And for the longest time before getting this monitor, I've been using my TV as my monitor. And what comes to, especially when it comes to content creation, using a monitor might be misleading because of the color production. Sometimes they're not as accurate. Mostly it's meant for just consumption, not for producing. So today we are not going to have so many stories. We're just going to go directly to unboxing. And off the box you can see although I have some reservations. So the shipping, if you can airlift it to Kenya, the better, because shipping, those are so many months and anything can happen to it along the shipping route. I don't know how safe or how good that will be, but if the costs and the time does not matter, then you can decide to choose what works for you. You can just use the air shipping, or be like me, you just use the sea route. Now something was concerning me when it came. There was a badge on this side. I don't know whether you can see it. I'll try to zoom it. You can see there's a badge, so I'm slightly worried about if it was not packed well inside. Maybe the impact, if there was a fall at all. I don't know whether that impact either impacted the screen, because screen, you know, glass and everything else, or the functionality, but we are going to see. So right off the box we have some of the features highlighted by Dell for their marketing, of course. And the first one is 27 4K Ultra HD, of course. Yeah, it's a 4K monitor. It's an IPS panel, so drawbacks compared to the OLED, but for what I'm doing, this is a perfect match. And then we have a Type-C port with a power delivery. It can support display. Now you can have multiple inputs. You can have Type-C bringing in the display signal. Then we have the HDMI also connected. You can do a picture by picture or picture in picture model. I'm going to demonstrate that when we are testing it out. And then we have two speakers, each 3 watts. So yeah, it's good for just normal consumption of audio, but it's not the best. You can use maybe something external to monitor your audio. And one of the best features, AMD FreeSync. If you are a gamer and you don't want the 60 Hz to limit you when you are gaming, you can use AMD FreeSync to improve your gaming performance. So the back here, apart from the back of the whole panel, nothing more. Apart from the movements that you're going to get from it, you can deliver power. At the same time, you're getting signal from the laptop up to the panel. And also you can use the features, like for example, you've seen here we have a USB. You can use those because it will not act as a hub. So to use the Type-C, just the single cable to do everything. It will charge your device, it will take the signal from your computer, and it will downstream the signals from the ports. Like so, it will act like a hub. So now here it has the features. So at the port here, the back here, you're supposed to have a locking slot. That's for Kensington lock. And then we have HDMI 1, HDMI 2, and then we have a Type-C port, and then we have, this is an audio jack. This is 3.5 millimeters, and we have two more, not actually two more, we have two USB-A. They should be 3.2 or 3.1. So on this side, apart from various stickers and various labels, I don't see anything. So at this point, this is where we do the unboxing. So I don't know which side is the upper side, but let me just peep in and see how the monitor kinda is. Oh yeah, so what I'm going to do, we're going to have it lying down like that, and then take my handy knife and try to open it up. And this is what we have inside here. So at the back here we have the manual, kind of a brief description of how you should be able to handle everything, to assembling the stand. So how you assemble the stand, how you're not supposed to turn your monitor, everything else. We are not interested in that right now because we are going to demonstrate it here. So this is how inside the box looks like. We have a support system here. It's a cardboard. I like it. It's better than using the foam which was in our Dell XPS packaging. So here we have this is the base. The feet, so you can see some of the features, like we have a screw here which you can use to tighten or loosen the stand using your thumb and index finger. So this is the upper side, and this is the bottom. It has some rubber feet, so the rubber paddings which will help you on the desk to increase the friction. Now we have the cables. Like they said, we have only 2 of them. The first one is which is my interest, is the type C to type C. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to. Let me try to use something that will not distract the camera. So this is a type C to type C cable. For comparison, we have a type C for my charger. This is what I usually charge with, and also it transfers data. On this other side, you can see the cable, the type C cable from Dell. I'm sure there must be a PCB inside here, so which is making this area to be slightly longer. I think there must be something, they must have tucked some more PCBs inside. So that's the big difference. But in theory, the length is not that big. It's actually, I think, should be, I'm sure this is just 1 meter or less. Yeah, super high speed USB 3.2 cable. It can support 30 volts, and it cannot go beyond 80 degrees Celsius. So that's the cable. We are going to use that in a few minutes. We are going to keep that aside, and then we have now the power cord. That's how it looks like. This other end looks exactly like this, exactly like the one we got from Dell desktop. And I'm going to adapt it because I don't have like a plug which can go directly into it. So I'm going to use an extension which can be able to support this plug before I change that to something else. Now we are done with that part, I think, and now we should go to the monitor. Keep that aside. Then we have, before we even go to the monitor, we have the stand which is fixed to the base. So this is 100 by 100 VESA mount metal on this part. At the back here, this is plastic which is silver in color, and then this is white, has some texture on it. I think that would be to match the monitor if I'm not wrong. And at the base here, where it meets the base, you can see we have some threads. I think that's where this should get into. And then we use the thumb screw here to fix it inside. So that's what we are going to do right now, so that we get to now remove the monitor from the box. The stand can give you some movements, like you can adjust the angle inside and outside like that. And then you can rotate it, like this to rotate your monitor either vertically or just to keep it horizontally. And also you can move the monitor up and down, and there's nothing that it's latching to, so which means you can see there's no latching mechanism, such that if I adjust to maybe a level like this, I can be able to like keep it at that position. So what I'm suspecting is the monitor, the weight of the monitor will keep it to a point where you want it to be at, and anytime you lift it slightly like that, it will just go all the way up. So I don't know, whatever will keep it will be maybe the weight of the monitor. And we have this compartment here. I think this is for cable management. And you can see some bearings. I'm not sure they can be able to see. We have some bearing inside that cavity. I think that will help in keeping the monitor in place when you adjust the height. So let's first of all assemble this. It's very easy. You just fix it inside there. Then if you don't want to use your thumbs, maybe you have long nails, you can use a screwdriver. You can use a Phillips screwdriver. I'm not sure that you can see, or a flat-headed screwdriver. Fix it there, like the one that I have here. And then you can just use it to screw in and make sure it's tight enough. You can also even use the thumb to tighten everything up. So once you're done with your assembly, what you're going to do, don't take the monitor out of the box yet until you're done with the base and the stand, because you're going to use this to lift the monitor out of the box. So what you do, the monitor has a VESA mount. I'm not sure if I can be able to like lift it for you to see. Yeah, so that's the part. So you just, because it comes like this, you just take off this clothing, the cover, you just lift it aside. But because you will not be doing the unboxing like me, you'll just be doing it with your both hands, you can just use this one. We have I'm sure you can see we have some protruding things here on top. That's what you're going to hook into the monitor and then press it down. At the bottom here you can see we have some other metal which will now clip into the latch of the monitor. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly that. Press it inside there, and then it's in place. So the latching mechanism is in place, so you can just use your hand to lift the monitor off the box. So we are done with this. You can now take a rest. You took 5 months on the sea, coming all the way here. Thank you for doing a good job. So this is the monitor. It looks like that. Disappointed slightly because I don't have something to peel. So this is the monitor, and as you can see from this corner, we have like anti-glare coating, so it's not reflecting as much light as it will be without that coating. So it will protect you from getting the reflections that you get without that coating. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try this monitor first because I'm skeptical about whether it's going to perform. Yeah, so the first thing will be, first of all, I power this thing up and I get to see whether it's working. Not planning to miss any moments. Yeah, so yeah, it's working, so it's getting power, and what I want to check is whether it's now accepting the signal before we go to now exploring the ports. We're going to use this laptop, and let me try to squeeze the space here. Okay, so you have a USB Type-C port there, and I'm going to look for the port, which is, I don't know where you, yeah, it's inside. Okay, so let's see whether we're going to get, yeah, we have a signal, so it's accepting the signal. Something I want to test is whether the USB is working. If I plug in this USB into the monitor, whether my laptop will be able to detect that. So this is a USB that's down here, so I plug it in. Yeah, you can hear the sound, so it detects, so it can be able to read that USB drive from that point. So this is the USB drive. If I remove carelessly, like you should not do that, you can be able to see it's popping in and popping out. So the next thing I'll try is to simulate the in picture and by picture models. So we are going to do that in a few, but before we do that, I'm going to check the ports that we have at the back here so that you get to know what exactly you are going to get. So at the back here you can see we have a Kensington lock, and then we have a power port which takes in 100 to 240 volts, 50 to 60 hertz at 2.0 amperes. And then we have a latch here. This is for releasing the mount. So on the side here, you can see we have additional ports. We have 2 HDMIs. I'm going to add additional information about them on the screen. Then we have Type C, which takes in a display and everything else and gives out 65 watts of power. And then we have an audio jack, 3.5 millimeters. I'm not sure if it's a headset, so I think it gives out only the audio. And then we have USB-A, and then at the bottom here we have an additional port here. This is still USB-A. You can see here we have speaker grills and a speaker inside there. I'm not sure they have another one on this side. Yes, we have another speaker, so we have 2 speakers, and then we have buttons. So this is the power button, and then we have additional OSD navigation buttons. So that's about the bottom. On the left side we have nothing, no ports apart from some grills. I don't know whether they are for air circulation or for the speakers. So the back we have, this is plastic with some texture on it. Feels very premium. I'm not sure that you can see the patterns. They make the grip feel very good. And we have the Dell logo. Then we have the VESA mount, 100 by 100 millimeters. So at the top here we have some more additional grills for, I think, for air circulation and for the sound, because we have the speakers which are inbuilt. Going to the right hand side, more grills for air circulation, nothing else. That's it. This is the slot I was talking about. This is for cable management. Anyway, if I get idle enough, I'm going to open it up and see the mechanism inside there. And then also I'm going to open up this monitor in the future so that I get to see the components that are inside. So I'm going to confirm the movements you can be able to do on this desktop, and then we are going to demonstrate the picture by picture and picture in picture. And also I've not tested the HDMI. I'm going to do that because now we have a desktop there, we can be able to use exactly that. So I'm not sure whether you can be able to like do picture by picture or picture in picture using 2 HDMIs, but we're going to do that in a second. So now that we have verified that the monitor is working, why can't we just see how many movements that we can do or have on it? So the first one goes to like let me place it like that, so you can be able to move it down like that and up, and there's no latch. So like I said, the weight of the monitor will hold it to the position where you have adjusted the monitor to. So if I maybe want it there, the weight will just keep it there. So the only thing that I need to do, if I want to lift it higher, I can just do it like that. So I can be able to like move the monitor outside like that, so at an angle that should be, that feels like either 15 to 20 degrees. Yep. So something else you can be able to do, you can be able to like orient the monitor vertically. So don't do it like this, just make sure you follow the steps, which is first of all, let's say the monitor was like that. First of all, you'll have to pull it all the way up, and then you adjust the monitor angle like that, and then you can be able to now shift it to whatever position you want it to be, and then you can be able to now adjust the angle. Because if you decide to do it like, let's say like that, so this monitor is very long, so the arc that it's going to create will be prevented by the base, so it's going to be stuck there, so you can go past there. Even the other side, you cannot be able to do that unless maybe you pull it outside like that and then you swivel out. Yeah, like that. So I don't know whether there's another movement that I've not taken care of, but those movements will be enough for me. So ergonomics taken care of. So we're going to test the monitor. Okay. So this will go to the Type C port. Then let me just power this thing up. Yes, good to go. Let me power on my CPU. So now we are powered. I'm not sure. Yes, it's powered. And then we have our monitor here, which is also powered. Can just power it on. Yeah, so now it's accepting the display from my laptop. Now I want to check the HDMI, which we've not even tested to see whether it's actually working. But let's first of all do that. I'll just hook it inside the first port here. It's very hectic to insert anything inside here. Okay, so I don't know what's going on, but you can see we have a preference. It switched directly from my laptop to that desktop. I think it's a setting. Let me just. So we have the monitor. This is now my desktop. So we have Type-C and we have HDMI, but it preferred the input from the HDMI over the Type-C. I'm not sure why, but we're going to check that. And let me see if we can be able to still get the hub performance when there's no monitor inside. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's actually working. So you can see it's acting as a hub to this laptop and acting as a display to that CPU there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the settings and see whether we can be able to get a picture by picture and a picture in picture. So we have the controls at the bottom here. Okay, so I'll navigate all the way to display type and yeah, picture by picture. Yes, it's off. So I want to, so we have several options. We have small, we have large, and then we have picture by picture. Let me start with a picture by picture small. So do we have anything? So right now, like you can see, this is my laptop at this corner. And we have now the main display being this one. So we have two inputs. So we are going to now switch to the other option that we had there. So same thing, the USD menu. We go to picture by picture, picture in picture. Then we go to the large. Yes. Now picture by picture will split the screen, which is what I'm thinking. Let's see, picture by picture. No. Yes, picture by picture, go down. So what I should have is one side. Yeah, we have two signals. Now this is for the, yeah, so we have, the screen is split into two. So this side goes to Dell, this other side goes to my laptop. So I'm going to check whether we can be able to achieve that using a HDMI cable. I'm not sure whether that will work, but let's try to see if picture by picture or picture in picture can work when you have two HDMIs instead of different inputs. I go to the second HDMI, but it's hectic to plug in your cables inside there. So I'm going to plug into my laptop and see whether I'm going to get any display. So like you can see, actually it's even indicating. Let me disconnect the other one and you'll see the difference between the two. So what you're having here, because we have two, you can see, I'm sure this should be HDMI, very much indicated there. This one should be a USB-C. So you cannot have two HDMI cables being split into this screen. So you'll have to like have different inputs, like the display which is coming through Type-C and the HDMI coming through the HDMI interface. So would I recommend this monitor? Hell yeah. Content creator, get this monitor. It packs a lot of features. For the price, they're totally okay. I think they are packing some really good features and the price is well friendly. Now for the gamers, I would not advise you to go get this monitor unless you're comfortable working with 60 Hz. If you want to go beyond at that point, then although we have AMD FreeSync, I think natively you should go and look for a monitor which can be able to like support higher refresh rates for smooth gaming. So for my workflow, which mostly is recording my screen and making those tutorials, this is perfect for me. So use the links in my description to check the latest prices. I'm sure they've dropped by now, and those links are affiliates, so they're not going to charge you anything extra apart from I'm going to get some few coins in case you use that link. So I'll be very appreciative if you decide to do that. So thank you for watching the video all the way up to the end. If you have any comment about the monitor or maybe a question, you can put that in the comment region. And also I have so many other things I need to do the unboxing, so keep around and make sure you are subscribed and ring the notification bell so you don't get to miss anything that we upload here. So until next time, peace.